Mataji, play drum. Baby? Yeah. No drum. Okay. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Krishna Messiah Bhutale Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Saskatari Satarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Advaita Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai
Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai
Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai
Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai
Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Jaya Radha Gopinath
Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Jaya Radha Gopinath
Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Jaya Radha Gopinath
Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Jaya Radha Gopinath
Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Jagat Guru Swami Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai
Ananta Koiti Vaishnava Vrind ki
Jai Guru
you don't need the back support. This morning that worked very good. North Pole, this is a slow refreshment. Yeah, why not? Remember?
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namah Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavale Vashyahetya Dishatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Ganara Shri Vasahari Gaur Bhakavena Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sahari Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radha Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radha Jaya Goranita Goranita Jaya Goranita Jaya Goranita Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Vishnupada, Prince of Rajakacharya, Shtotra, Service Divine Grace, Sri Bhakti Branda Swami Jageshwar Prabhupada ki. Jai Vishnupada, Prince of Rajakacharya, Shtotra, Service Divine Grace, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj ki. Ananda Kuti Vaishnava Vinda ki. Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki, his co-founder Shri Prabhupada ki, Prince Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki, Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana ki, Vrindavan Dhama ki, Mathura Dhama ki, Naurip Dhama ki, Jagannathpuri Dhama ki, Ganga Maya ki, Yamuna Maya ki, Tulsi Devi ki, Bhakti Devi ki, Brett Mardanga ki, Paramakurna Shri Garnitai ki, Shri Radha Gopinath ki, Goda Premanandi, all glorious assembly devotees, all glorious assembly devotees, all glorious assembly devotees, all glorious Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Namaste Narasimhaya Prahlada Ladadaya Hiranyakashipu Makshaha Shrihilatana
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone. We are happy today to hear from Ishwara Das. He's a visiting devotee, and he's been here for a few days, and he will be here for a few more days. And I think you'll all be very happy to hear him speak on Krishna consciousness. Thank you.
Jai Radha Madhava Gunja Bihari Gunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Gunja Prabhupada ki jai. Jayam Vishnu Pada Param Savarivra Jagacharya Sarasada Srimad Vanga Shilokti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Gaudiya Vaishnava Vrinda ki Iskan Pongacharya Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. O Premanandi, all glories to the Sam devotees, all glories to the Sam devotees, all glories to the Sam devotees, all glories to the lotus feet of Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So today we read from Bhagavad Gita, Most Confidential Knowledge, Chapter 9, Text 33. Kim Purna Brahma Purnya Brahma Rajasya Tata Anityam Asokam Lokam Imam Prapya Bhajaswamam. How much more is this for the righteous Brahmanas, the devotees, and the saintly king? Therefore, having come to this temporary and miserable world, engage in loving service unto me. Please repeat. How much more is this for the righteous Brahmanas, the devotees, and the saintly kings? Therefore, having come to this temporary, miserable world, engaging loving service unto me. Translation and Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In this material world, there are classifications of people, but after all, this world is not a happy place for anyone. It is clearly stated here, Anityam Asukam Lokam. In this world is temporary and full of misery. Not habitable for any sane gentleman. This world is declared by the Supreme Personality of Godhead to be temporary and full of misery. Some foolish philosophers, especially Mayavadi philosophers, say that this world is false. But we can understand from Bhagavad Gita that the world is not false. It is temporary. There is a difference between temporary and false. This world is temporary, but there is another world which is eternal. This world is miserable, but there is another world. But the other world is eternal and blissful. Arjuna was born in a saintly royal family. To him also the Lord says, "Take to my devotional service and come quickly back home, back to Godhead." No one should remain in this temporary world, full as it is with misery. Everyone should attach himself to the bosom of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so that he can be eternally happy. The devotional service of the Supreme Lord is the only process by which all problems of all classes of men can be solved. Everyone should therefore take to Krishna consciousness and make his life perfect. Om Gyantimirandasya Jananjana Shalakaya Cheksyara Minitanina Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Guru Brahman. So, in this verse, Krishna is saying here that How much so is this for the pious brahmanas, saintly the devotees and saintly kings. Therefore, having come into this temporary and miserable world, engaging loving service unto me. So before this verse, Krishna was declaring to Arjuna that, O son of Pritha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, merchant, and Sudras, workers, can attain my supreme destination. So Krishna is saying here that even living entities who have assumed bodies that is considered to be low birth, they still has the opportunity to attain his supreme destination. Then he goes on further to say, well, if these people, these living entities who have attained low birth by classification, can attain my supreme destination, then he says, how much more? This is so for the righteous brahmanas, the devotees and saintly kings. So, which means that those of us, those living entities who have become established on the path of righteousness in relation to Krishna, in devotional service, the saintly kings and the brahmanas, the devotees, Krishna is saying, how much more is their position? Their position is even more confidential as they enter into the abode of the Lord. So, this material world, Prabhupada is making the point, is not a place for those who are sane. No sane person becomes comfortable in this world. Why? Because you see that constantly there's changes which exemplify that the world and everything about this world is temporary. And not only that it is temporary, but it is also miserable. Even the very so-called things that we pursue that appears to give us happiness ends with misery. Just like we hear of all these so-called love stories, and at the end of these so-called love stories, we get the message that, and it ends happily ever after. Is there any happily ever after? It wasn't happy while the love story was going on. And then after the love story, we expect that it will really be a happily ever after. No. But in our imagination, it'd be like a person in a dream. You dream. You experience this dream to be intense, whether by misery or by happiness. And when you come out, when you becomes awake, then you're still living in the dream. You're still thinking about the dreams. You're still calculating along the line of this dream what you could have done and what you could not have done and what you should do. You're still living in the dream. So we sometimes like that, after we hear these stories, we keep thinking that, well, it could be all like this. And the mind is such a place that it is so expert in plan making that in the events of making plan, the mind never see obstacle. Never see obstacle. And if there is some threat along the line, he always see a way how to escape. But the reality of the situation is different. So, this material world, being a temporary and miserable place, the living entity, by good fortune, amidst this circumstance, have the opportunity to come into the association of sadhus.
saintly person. He have the opportunity to hear from the sadhu. And after hearing, he can use his free will, this independence, to act upon the guidance and instructions of the sadhu, and thereby benefit himself. But the living entity, unless he recognizes his real self-interest, it is very difficult, even in the association of the sadhus, to make tangible progress in spiritual life. Because the living entity is experiencing an identity crisis. He's in this crisis, and he's constantly struggling in this crisis. Just like we can see throughout our day, we take on different identities. Although when we become awake from a sleep, we consider ourselves a man or a woman. Still yet and for all, we keep adding more identities to this. Well, I am mother and I am father, brother, I'm black and white, and some we imposed upon ourselves, some others imposed upon us, some we accept, some we don't. And in this way, we constantly going through just a simple 24-hour period changing identities. And we are confused. Because the situation of this material world is very complex. As Krishna explained, that this divine energy of mind, very difficult to overcome. So it's a very complex situation the living entity is in. And amidst that this situation is very complex and very difficult to overcome, the living entity still somehow or the other is thinking himself most intelligent, and he knows the way out. He's still thinking. Every living entity is having this problem, experiencing all this problem, and he's still thinking that I know the way out. I don't need nobody help. And factually, my main purpose is simply to enjoy and to control as much as possible. And every living entity is having this problem, whether they have the body of a baby, the body of a male or female, they have the same problem: how to control and how to enjoy. Last night we were talking about the same point. We were making the point that even though the child is in the form of a baby, he's still devising all kinds of a means as to how to enjoy and to control. And as soon as he understands that his tears and knives will do the job, he will continue to do it again and again and again. There's no end. He must get what he wants. So this, but the living entity real business is to engage in loving service to Krishna. But unless he is able to clear this misconception of his identity, all these misconceptions, he will not be able to come to this platform. By his own endeavor or by the help of others, he will still remain deluded. So this identity crisis, the living entity has to come to that be able to come to that understanding. He has to use some analytical process. He has to hear from the scripture. He has to, especially in the association, particularly in the association of the sadhu, and engage in devotional service. By engaging in devotional service, then he will gain a realization of this knowledge. He will have direct perception of this knowledge. is this direct perception of this knowledge of Krishna consciousness is that although there is some similarity, just like when you experiencing, you're very fearful of a snake, and by the process of a dream or whatever external process, you become aware of a snake, it creates a fear in you. It's a perception. But this perception of Krishna consciousness is not like that. Because although you may experience the fear, unless the snake becomes physically present in front of you, then that perception is false. And it is also temporary as soon as we begin to recognize that this reality of the snake is presently not here. But the perception of Krishna consciousness, because Krishna is a spiritual entity and he also has spiritual potency which is conducted by his Yogamaya energy, then this perception is real and it's everlasting. So, Krishna consciousness is sometimes people who are grossly foolish, they will consider that this acceptance of religious life or Krishna consciousness is just an imaginary something that you imagine. And even sometimes, even in our neophyte stage, we would also even consider that our remembrance of Krishna is simply an imaginary something. This is all due to our immaturity. But in reality, the whole hemisphere of Krishna and his existence, his spiritual energy, is not imaginary. It's real. Just like whether or not, though we have eyes we can see or we cannot see, the sun bears its own reality, it's manifest, it's an entity and it exists. So if we are blind, it doesn't mean that the sun don't exist based on our blindness. And if we have eyes to see, it doesn't mean that the sun is existing because we have eyes to see. The sun is completely independent. So the Lord is completely independent. Swarat, He's completely independent. And the living entity, it is his duty to seek out the Lord. That brings the living entity's ultimate happiness. The living entity is by nature a pleasure seeker, and he's seeking this happiness. But this happiness, he can achieve this happiness only in the service of the Lord. When he somehow or the other come to this understanding, after accumulating pious activities to many, many births, when he comes to this understanding that Krishna, Vasudeva, he is the goal of life. He is the purpose of my sacrifice. He is the goal of my very existence and all my activities, all that I have to do, my remembrance, my chanting of japa. It is this Krishna, it is Vasudeva. He is the goal. At that time, the living entity, he can assert himself in a way that is conducive to him to now begin to develop loving service to the Lord. So this loving service to the Lord, we see in like unto the residents of Vrindavan. They were so enlivened by Krishna's presence. This is explained that the trees will become loaded with fruit and will bend, constantly lean, offering obeisances. The servants of Krishna will become enlivened to dress Krishna very nicely. The friends of Krishna will be enlivened to be looking at Krishna, playing with Krishna. So similarly, it is our responsibilities to come to that platform by which we become enlivened by Krishna. And that enlightenment is a culture. In the beginning, we has to nurture, we has to culture it by the association of sadhu. We has to develop some attraction to hearing about Krishna. The more we hear about Krishna, and we become not just hearing, but become pleased by hearing about Krishna. Krishna, on the other hand, He become pleased with us also. When He become pleased with us, then the material desires that is within our heart, that is giving us trouble, material desires, although we make so much endeavor to satisfy them, but they give us so much trouble. They are like fire within the heart. They burn. The desire for lust and greed and anger, they are like fire. They burn within the heart and they give us trouble. They make us restless. They make us so much restless that sometimes we cannot even sleep at night. So this material desires, they're not our friends. They're not the friends of the living entity. But simply because of the fact that we become somewhat disinterested in hearing about Krishna and chanting the names of Krishna, then we become overwhelmed by this miserable condition of life. So, we all desire our own good fortune, but as long as we're experiencing this identity crisis, we will not be able to assert what is our good fortune. Our real good fortune, what is good for us, is only in the service of Krishna. This Krishna's position. That He is this reservoir by which we can attain ultimate happiness. And if we can assert who we really are, because we're generally in this identity crisis, that we think we're these bodies, and then at night while we're sleeping, we think we're the dreams. And during the day while we are awake, we're being called or being looked upon in different ways, and we think we're these things. But this position as an eternal servant of Krishna, when the living entity becomes somewhat satisfied that this is my real position, I am naturally a servant. In all my other aspects of life, I have been engaged only in service. And I have accepted so many masters, and they have given me so much disappointment. So let me take this position to accept this one master, Krishna. Because it is naturally my position to serve. So when he comes to that position to engage as a servant to Krishna and cultivate this loving service to Krishna, this is the perfection of this human form of life. The human form of life is specifically meant for this purpose. It is not meant for the purpose of simply cultivating and enhancing the quality of eating and sleeping, mating and defending. It is not meant for that purpose. The intelligences that the living entity is being awarded when he has this human form of life is simply meant for this purpose. To take association of those who have achieved this loving service to Krishna and to cultivate this attitude of loving service to Krishna, whereby we can make Krishna happy. And by making Krishna happy, we automatically becomes happy. I think it's 1 o'clock we should stop. 1 o'clock. So I guess we can stop here. Any questions or comments? Haribol Agni, bro. Well, in depth, the sadhana is a service, but we need to also take up some service attitude in order to enhance the quality of that sadhana. Just like we can live in the temple and we could consider that, getting up in the morning and chanting my rounds and reading is my sadhana, and the rest of the day I don't need to do any service in the temple, and that's good enough. And I'm constantly dressed as a Vaishnav, so I am executing sadhana. But we find that if we don't engage in service attitude, it says that the service to Krishna, it brings about knowledge. And the end results of this knowledge is that Krishna becomes manifest before us. And that is what we really want. We want to enter into our relationship with Krishna, so much so that Krishna become pleased that He can become manifest to us. He can become manifest to us even though He is unmanifest to everyone else. So that's a glorious position. So it is important that we must have some regulated life. We should engage in sadhana. But at the same time, we should engage in service that is pleasing to Krishna. Does that answer your question? Any other questions or comments? So I guess we can stop here then. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for your audience. Hare Bol. Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So first we'd like to thank those of you who came or who somehow assisted, helped us put on the Gita Jayanti and the fundraising dinner at the Diwali Nagar site. For me it was a first time experience of the both. I had never been to a Gita Jayanti before, and it was thrilling at every moment, chanting all 700 slokas. It deepened my appreciation for Bhagavad Gita, and to hear all the devotees chanting so nicely. I was especially pleased to hear the chanting of Mohan Prabhu. He was sitting not far from me, and I became aware of how nicely he was chanting those slokas in Bhagavad Gita. So, all in all, it was a success. Could have always been more. As they say, the more there is, the merrier it is. But anyway, for those of you who came and assisted or helped us to get it together, I am deeply appreciative. One announcement I have before I hand it over to Panchatattva. For the new year, New Year means new beginnings. New beginnings. For the New Year, we're going to change the time of the Sunday feast, this Sunday gathering. We're going to have it in the evening. We're going to begin at 4:30 with there's an artik that happens at 4:30. After that, there'll be a Tulsi Puja and also a Guru Puja ceremony to Srila Prabhupada. And then there'll be some bhajan, and then the class, the talk, and that'll take us up until the Sandhya Artik at 6:30. And after the Artik, we'll serve prasadam. So that'll be beginning on the first Sunday of next year. So I believe we have one more Sunday after today. We'll announce it again, so to keep you reminded of it. Also, I think Panchasattva today, I understand there was something for the kids, so she will explain it.
Hare Krishna. So first of all, we'd like to thank you for coming out this morning. Today we thought we're winding down the end of the year, and since everybody all over the country, including the Prime Minister, having all these toy days where she goes all over the country distributing and trying to, give the children a little more sense gratification. So we wanted to, we didn't want our children to feel left out. And so each year, I remember when I was president of the temple, we would have a nice something at the end of the year. And we have continued, every year we would have something for the children. So in keeping with that, today we thought we'll have something for the children. So what we're going to do is, we're going to have prasad after. And after the prasad, we want to invite all the children. Of course, parents, you would come accompany your children. On the northern side of the temple, we have a piñata there for the children, and we want to see if we could have one or two little games and toys and all those things. All right? So that will be after. So we want to thank the cooks, Mother Snehaspada Mataji and Bauji Mataji, for preparing the prasad this morning. Put your hands together for these devotees. This Saturday coming is Ekadashi, so please consult with your calendars. The breakfast is Sunday morning between 6:22 and 10 something. It's on the board there, you could check with it also, and it's on your calendar also. As of tomorrow, we have a new head of the kitchen. The devotee would be consulting with you for cooking and organizing the Sunday feast and all of that. As of tomorrow morning, Chakri Prabhu would be handling the kitchen. So we want to congratulate Chakri Prabhu for taking up additional service. Chakri Prabhu has been working very hard around the temple and trying to, get things cleaning up and assisting in so many areas. And he has also agreed to take the head of the kitchen service. So we thank him, and we very much appreciate that. So we're going to have the Christmas end of the year treat for the children. Now, so I just want to give you a little idea what we're going to do. But before we do that, I want to welcome Worth Prabhu. Where's Worth? Yes, Worth and his family. His son is here from England. Welcome back. You're here on vacation? Yes. So he's one of our children, grown up, and he has grown up with us. And I see your brother is here also, and I saw your mom. So thank you all for coming. Apparently only when you're in Trinidad we see your father, so we have to work on that. So welcome and thank you for coming. So this is how we're going to do it. And I saw Mother Langana Sham and her mother, Mataji Hari Krishna. Very happy to have you. So this is how we want to thank Ishwar Prabhu. Those of you who don't know Ishwar Prabhu, he is a devotee originally from Guyana. He's traveling and preaching. He gave this Sunday Feast lecture, so he is with us until Tuesday. So thank you, Ishwar Prabhu. So this is what we're going to do. We will be serving the prasad here. We have sorrel. We have cake and ice cream. I'm telling you, so make sure you get all your prasad. And after we've served the prasad, we'll be going around to the northern side and distributing the toys and the games, the piñata and all of that. Alright? Before we chant the prasadam prayer, we want to thank our viewers online for being with us. And we're coming down to the close of 2013. We wish you all the best. And of course for the new year 2014, we hope to see more of you with us, joining us online. Thank you all very much. We really appreciate your company every Sunday and every program. So let's have the prasadam prayer together. Maha Prasad Govinde Nama Brahmani Vaishnave Svalpa Punyavatam Rajan Vishvaso Naiva Jayate Sharira Vidyaja Yodendriya Taika Jive Pile Visaya Sagore Tadmade Jivayati Lobhamoy Sudurmati Take Jita Katina Sangsare Krishna Bododoya Moy Kodibar Jivajai Swaprasad Anadilo Bhai Sayanamrita Pao Radha Krishna Gunagao Premedako Chaitanya Nitai Bhagavad Prasadam Dija Shri Radha Gopinath Mahaprasadam Dija. So let the children come up first. We haven't got all the prasad yet, so it's going to take us a few minutes. You can sit where the prasad is out. You can come. Children first. Parents, you may need to help them because they will get plates.
To all our devotees online, this is your humble servant Dattavaya Das in company with his wife Sulakshmana Devi, with my wife Sulakshmana Devi, signing off from Shri Radha Gopinath Mandir this year. We are very grateful to have you online every Sunday. Also, this is just a reminder that you can revisit all our programs which is recorded and uploaded on the YouTube ISKCON Trinidad. So here at our temple, prasadam is going to be served. I will leave the video run and I'll take off the audio. Hare Krishna.